Welcome to Latte and Tea. Join me as I venture into Japan's most haunted places. Just look at these creepy and real images. These undisclosed paranormal investigators' night in the woods were filled with dark entities. In this video, I'll take you on a journey, focusing on the reenactments of their eerie encounters.
Japan, a land of beauty and ancient traditions. But beneath the surface lies a darker side, a realm where spirits linger and the veil between worlds thins. I've traveled the globe, confronting the paranormal, but nothing compares to the bone-chilling terror of Japan's haunted places. The air itself feels heavy, thick with unseen energy. The silence is deafening, broken only by the rustle of leaves and the distant cries of unseen creatures. You can feel eyes watching your every move. The darkness seems to press in, suffocating, filled with whispers of forgotten tragedies. These are the haunted woods of Japan, places where ancient spirits roam and the living fear to tread. At the base of Mount Fuji lies Aokigahara. Known as the Sea of Trees, it's a place of haunting beauty and unsettling silence. Twisted trees reach up like grasping claws, their branches intertwined, blocking out the sun. The forest floor is a tangle of roots and undergrowth, swallowing the light. It's easy to get lost here, both physically and mentally. The air is heavy with sorrow, a palpable sense of despair. Stories abound of people entering the forest, never to be seen again. Some say the spirits of the forest lure them deeper, lost forever in the shadows. This is a place where reality blurs, and the line between the living and the dead becomes dangerously thin. Scattered across the Japanese countryside are the ruins of abandoned asylums. These crumbling structures are like open wounds on the landscape, oozing with a dark history. Each room holds the echoes of suffering, of treatments gone wrong, and of souls forever trapped within these decaying walls. I've walked the halls of these asylums, feeling the weight of countless tormented souls. The air is thick with the stench of decay and the lingering scent of medication. Rusted medical equipment lies scattered, a chilling reminder of the horrors that unfolded within these walls. It's in these forgotten places that the veil between our world and the next feels paper thin. The energy is palpable, charged with the raw emotion of those who suffered and died within these walls. I've led my team, the Ghost Adventures crew, into countless haunted locations. But there's a different kind of fear that grips you in Japan. It's a primal fear, rooted in centuries of folklore and whispered tales. We come armed with our equipment, our EMF readers and EVP recorders, tools of the trade, designed to detect and document the unseen. But even with our technology, we are merely visitors in this realm. We tread carefully, respectfully, knowing that we are guests in the domain of the dead. Every creak of the floorboards, every sudden gust of wind, sends shivers down our spines. We are on edge, our senses heightened, bracing for the unknown. Cold whispers and unexplained shadows. In the darkness, our senses become our only guide. We feel a sudden drop in temperature, a sign of possible spirit activity. Shadows move at the edge of our vision, disappearing when we turn to face them. Disembodied whispers brush against our ears, chilling us to the core. Is it our imagination playing tricks on us? Or are these the whispers of the dead, trying to communicate from beyond the veil? We set up our cameras, hoping to capture evidence of these fleeting apparitions. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. We are surrounded by the unknown, and every fiber of our being screams at us to flee. But we press on, driven by our need to understand, to document, to prove that we are not alone. Electronic voice phenomena. Voices from beyond. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence we capture are electronic voice phenomena, or EVPs. These are voices, whispers, and sometimes even growls captured on our audio recorders. Voices that weren't audible to the naked ear at the time. We listen back to the recordings, our hearts pounding in our chests. A child's laugh echoes through the darkness, followed by a guttural voice speaking in a language we don't understand. These disembodied voices send chills down our spines. They are proof that something else exists alongside us, unseen, unheard, but always present. The Haunting of Aokigahara, a personal account. I'll never forget my first experience in Aokigahara. We were deep in the forest, the silence broken only by the crunch of our footsteps on the forest floor. I felt a presence, watching us, following us. The air grew heavy, and I felt a wave of nausea wash over me. As we ventured deeper, I started to see things out of the corner of my eye. Dark figures flitting between the trees, gone as quickly as they appeared. The energy was overwhelming, suffocating. We captured several EVPs that night, voices whispering our names, taunting us, challenging us to venture deeper into the darkness. It was an experience that left me shaken, forever changed by the encounter. What lurks in the shadows? Motives of the unknown. Why do these spirits linger? What is it they want from us? Are they seeking revenge, or are they simply lost souls, unable to move on? These are the questions that haunt me, that drive me to keep searching for answers. Some believe that the spirits of Aokigahara are drawn to the forest's tragic history, their souls tethered to the place where they took their own lives. Others believe they are guardians of the forest, protecting it from those who would do it harm. The truth, as always, remains elusive. But one thing is certain: these spirits are real, and their power is undeniable. The lingering impact. A life changed by the paranormal. Investigating the paranormal is not for the faint of heart. It takes a toll, both physically and emotionally. We are constantly confronted with the unknown, facing our deepest fears head-on. But it's also an incredibly rewarding experience. We are given a glimpse behind the veil, a chance to connect with something beyond our understanding. These experiences have changed me, made me question everything I thought I knew about life and death. They have shown me that there is so much more to this world than we can see or comprehend. Japan's haunted souls, forever searching for answers. Japan's haunted places are more than just scary stories. They are windows into a realm beyond our own, a realm where the dead still walk among us. These places challenge our perceptions, forcing us to confront the possibility that we are not alone in this universe. As I stand at the edge of the unknown, I am filled with a sense of awe and terror. The search for answers continues. The spirits of Japan beckon, their whispers echoing through the darkness, inviting us to delve deeper into the mysteries of the afterlife.
The forest became so well known for its tragic existence and supernatural experiences, it was loosely, not narratively based on true events. The 2016 movie, The Sea of Trees, Jukai, is set in Japan's Aokigahara forest and has to do with the location's association with one who chooses to unalive yourself. In the movie, Dormer plays twins, one of whom is looking for the other after she disappeared in Aokigahara. After traveling to Japan's Aokigahara forest, a troubled teacher, Matthew McConaughey, meets a mysterious stranger, Ken Watanabe, who takes him on a life-changing journey of love, discovery, and redemption.
Is keeping us here. My wife. She's why you're here. Why can't you just be happy for me?
Because I'm too busy feeling bad for myself.
Do you love her? More than anything on earth. What changed? We did.
It is during our darkest times that our loved ones are closest.
I love that lake.
We can go back there whenever you want to. It's always that moment, you know? A big, life-changing moment that knocks us on the floor and reminds us what really matters.
I love you.
I've seen it, and in my opinion, it was a really good movie. You should check it out if you haven't already. And there's another great movie called The Forest. It's kind of like this one. Now, here are some creepy photos taken with a little backstory from the most haunted places in Japan from the website gatamagazine.com. Not quite sure if the Ghost Hunter crew covered these places. I will dig a little more on that later. Speaking from experience, everyone goes through trials and tribulations. Please talk to someone before making that kind of decision. Now, let's check out these TikTokers' thoughts and experiences in haunted Japan.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure this is the movie The Forest you're talking about. And yes, I have seen it. It's a pretty decent movie. I do like the plot twist at the end. This movie is not perfect. I feel like it should have been delivered a little bit better, but I like the concept. But the scariest thing about this entire movie is that the forest itself is based off of a real forest in Japan. I am not going to attempt to pronounce the name because I don't want to disappoint Japanese culture anyway. But I'm going to put it up here. But it's also known as forest or unalive forest. You know? And it is called that because it has been estimated about 30 to 100 people have unalived themselves within this forest in Japan. The reason why it's estimated is because, you know, there's a lot of people missing in Japan, and specifically in the area where this forest is, and they just assume that they went to the forest to hurt themselves, or they just ran off into this forest. And by the way, this forest is huge. Huge. Since this forest is so big, they're not able to find every single person in it, so they're just presuming that these people have passed away. And if I remember, back in 2018, a famous YouTuber by the name of Jake Paul, who has millions of followers on YouTube and on all social media platforms, he went to this forest because there has been so many legends about this forest alone that there is spirits haunting this huge forest, and that is why people are harming themselves in this forest. Jake wanted to prove and see if he was able to catch anything on camera, which he did, but it wasn't a ghost. It was someone literally hanging on a tree, and yes, he caught it on camera. For millions of people to see. The video was up for about like a couple minutes or something. I forget how long, but he automatically took it down. Which I'm like, why would he even put it up in the first place if he knew someone was there hanging to millions of people to see? Like, make it make sense, buddy. And when people explore this forest, they are not able to really get any cell service within this. Obviously, it's a big forest. They're not able to get anything. So all the people who took their lives here, they weren't able to get any kind of service or people to even, like, call them to see if they're okay. Like, nothing is able to get through here. So yeah, this forest is a big hotspot in Japan for people to take their lives, sadly. And to this day, Japan is one of the biggest hotspots in general in the world for people to take their own lives there, sadly.
Fourth Wall team discovered a haunted house that had such a bad history that the entity inside was strong enough to almost take the lives of a whole family. A family of 4 suffered 3 casualties to this haunting, leaving only the 10-year-old son alive. At the time, his parents locked him in the garage to protect him from whatever evil forces were lurking within the house. Recently, a man decided to conduct his own investigation in the place, setting up a static camera in the room where the 3 family members' bodies were found. This is what he captures. What sounds like banging on the garage doors as well as them moving on their own can be heard, but worst of all, someone or something can be seen just standing there behind the door, lurking in the dark room. Ishikawa's friend notices this figure after collecting his camera and reviewing the footage, and his heart sinks at the sight of what he just saw. So he instantly terminates further investigation and gets out of there. Afterwards, the new owner of the house gets worried and decides to reach out to the fourth wall for help. One of the fourth wall members decides to stay the night, and what he captures is utterly terrifying. Watch. The man hears an unknown female voice which startles him, but as he takes a look around the house he finds nobody there. He then sets up some night vision cameras around the garage where the little boy was trapped inside. He then leaves the house and retrieves the footage later on. What he captured left him in despair. The garage doors start shaking, and right at that moment, a creepy pale grey figure can be seen steadily moving towards the room where the 3 family members lost their lives. Oddly enough, the camera set up on the other side picks up the shaking garage doors, but the entity walking past cannot be seen, so maybe the entity is only visible to those present in the house. So is this a real haunted house? And was the boy locked in the garage for his own protection? Or is there more to it? I'll let you be the judge.
What happens during their sleep is beyond explanation.
こんな場所ではありますけれども、なんだかんだ僕も昨日寝てないし、トモさんも夜勤明け。ちょっと眠気が迫ってきてますんで、仮眠を取りたいと思います。じゃあ、おやすみなさい。一瞬俺寝てたけどな。倒れた。倒れた。倒れた。触った？いや、触ってないです。
Maybe sleeping outside of the tunnel would have been a better idea. But hey, who am I to judge those who live for the spook?
On March 11th, 2011, a massive tsunami hit the Tohoku region of northeastern Japan. More than 28,000 people were dead or never recovered. And ever since, the region is said to be full of spirits, lost and confused, wandering aimlessly, looking for homes that were swept away and no longer exist, and for family members and loved ones who are no longer there. It is said that these spirits do not even realize that they are dead. There are countless reports from taxi drivers in the area who say that spirits have gotten into their taxi cabs, saying that they wanted to go home and asking to be brought to cities that were completely devastated by the tsunami. Cities where absolutely nothing remains.
That was some pretty creepy footage. Japan is a seriously haunted place. If you enjoyed this exploration of the supernatural, be sure to check out our other videos on hauntings and share your thoughts in the comments below.